Good morning. It is day 16 of living from your heart in a 3D world. Now I know filming down here is noisy, but the kids have the day off school, so my house is just a no-go zone. And I just thought, why not? It's beautiful. I'm bringing you down here to be a part of the crashing waves and the noise and the beauty, I suppose. So, everyone just take a big deep breath in, let it all out, and just give yourself a few minutes, not minutes, just a few breaths just to come back into your body. Just slow down your nervous system. Like just that few little bits of few breaths and a bit of awareness to slow down a little bit. I'm not sure if I closed out my thing the other day about rushing, but anybody who's rushing or has too much on their plate, you're always going to crack it and lose it. And lose your temper, lose your cool, because it's your central nervous system just like maxed out, and so it's eventually going to blow like a teapot, a boiling kettle with the, it's going to whistle, and things are going to, if you don't take it off the heat, it's going to blow. So treat yourself like the whistling kettle, and if you feel the whistle starting, find a way to relieve the pressure. Whatever your version of opening the whistling kettle lid is, like you open the lid and it just goes, and it just relaxes and just sighs. So I really like that analogy, actually. Just watch yourself like a whistling kettle on the stovetop and really notice if you're starting to bubble and you're starting to, how it sort of like jingles and it just starts rattling a bit before the whistle happens? See if you can catch yourself before the whistle. And then once you start whistling, you need to release that pressure somehow, whatever that looks like. Lock yourself in a cupboard, some breaths, put on some nice music. Like, I don't know, when I have kids, sometimes I just hide in the bathroom. You'll find yourself. And you're just, this is TMI, but just sit on the toilet just for the peace and quiet, because they leave you alone in there. Anyway, find your version of that, just to release the pressure valve. And just come back to a few breaths. They don't even need to be deep, just awareness of breathing. Just become awareness of your breath. And if you want to repeat that mantra, the little mantra is always good. Like this one we need to burn on our retinas. I am who I am, and that is enough. Because we know who you are. If you haven't been with us, I'll quickly recap, but Number one, you exist and I exist. We both exist because I'm talking to you and you're watching me. And even by the fact of, I think the technical universal term is you exist because the opposite of existence is non-existence. And non-existence in its definition does not exist. Hence, you must exist. I think that's the technical universal phrase, but you exist because I'm talking to you. And if you exist, you have been created by universal source intelligence, divine energy, God's creation, whatever you want to call it. That's the energy you've been created from. The whole universe has been created from the same energy. Galaxies, the whole earth, everything that lives on the earth is created from the same energy. The waves that are crashing in the background, the beautiful sun. We are all created from the same universal energy. And the essence of that energy is pure love. So I am what I am, and that is enough, because what you are is pure divine creation. So do we think that's enough? I think that's enough. I think being universal source intelligence, God's creation, divine source energy, it is the everything. And then the philosophy, it's also the no thing. The everything and the no thing. It's the space between things. It's the It's like, it is all and it is nothing. And so it's really interesting because I've been having, there's been one video that's been going a bit crazy and lots of comments in there debating our existence and debating. And the debates are really interesting because so many people have so many different opinions about what the point of life is. So it's not my role actually to debate what the point of life is in the comments, because once you know our sort of truth and who we are, and that's what we're opening our eyes up to, is there is only one truth. Like, it is it. It's absolute. There is no conditions on it. There is no, like, you're not a little bit of it. You are just it. Divine source intelligence, God's energy, God's creation, universal energy, so, like, whatever you want to call it. That is it. And that is pure love. And everything else that tells you something different is not your truth. Like, it's just a fact. You only need to know one thing. And then you need to just, does that align with this one thing that I know for sure? If it does, fantastic. If it does not, it's not your truth. It's literally that simple. Okay, so now I actually want to touch on, I was watching Modern Love on Amazon Prime. It's a series inspired by New York Times column called Modern Love. So it's just all different love stories of all different kinds. Like, it's a really sweet show, actually. And anyway, in the end of season 1, episode 8, they're doing a little recap from the other episodes. And there was this one episode with this, I think it's Rob and Yasmin. Yasmin's like an influencer. And Rob is just an everyday, ordinary guy. Anyway, they're on their second date and he's got absolutely no moves. He is, like, as I said, a totally ordinary guy. And Yasmin is like a stunning influencer who has a lot of attention. And anyway, long story short, he ends up slipping and slicing his arm on a martini glass. And they end up in the hospital overnight. Anyway, they end up getting really open with each other and share a lot of things. I think because they're in such a vulnerable state, like, she's covered in his blood, she waits around for him. It's really sweet. Anyway, the episode is super cute, but then they recap it at the end and they show how they actually meet for the first time. And Rob has been, like, please hang in with me because I really want to get to this point. It's a good one. Rob has been stood up on a date by, like, a stranger, a first date, and he's been stood up and he's outside the restaurant and he's sort of like grumpy and like just really annoyed. And Yasmin walks up. She's coming into the restaurant and she sort of starts talking to him and he's got his like grump on. Oh yeah, you just so love that you're so confident you can talk to strangers, but like, I've just had the worst day ever, basically. And he explains he got stood up on the date. And Yasmin says, oh, well, my mother always had this thing where when things like that happen to you, if something bad happens, you need to recalibrate. A little puppy come and join me. Hello, darling. Hello. You need to do a universal recalibration. And so whatever it is that happened to you, you need to do the opposite. And then she gives the example of, say someone cuts you off in traffic, like quite rudely. What you need to do next is actually be really generous with other people that are in traffic, like like letting everybody in, and like you need to do the opposite. Or if someone steals your wallet, you need to go and make a donation to like the poor box or the church box or something. You need to recalibrate the universal energy. And I can't link a clip to that scene anywhere because I have hunted and hunted for one that I could share with you, but I think it's gone over a lot of people's heads. Like, I don't think they've realized how crucial that little story part is. Like, the recalibration of the universe like it just blew my mind. I was just watching it. I was not expecting it. And I was just like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So I'm not sure if I touched on another day, but if you say to the universe, say for example, like, I am abundant, then it's universal law that it is going to bring up into your 3D, it's going to project, which is actually you projecting it, all the ways that you are not abundant because you've stated a fact. So if you've stated this fact, it's actually going to bring into your 3D reality all the areas that you're not abundant. And then I think what it's asking is, like, if you're abundant, are you going to hook into these belief systems that we're going to throw in like, well, you're doing it, you're throwing in front of yourself, that you're projecting into your life to really, like, am I actually abundant? So this universal recalibration, he'd been stood up on a date. So I suppose that's definitely, I'm not enough. And that's what he's saying. He's like, they didn't even make judgment after they met me. They're making judgment before they've even met me. Like, didn't I even get a chance to make a first impression before I got told I wasn't enough? And Yasmin is so sweet. She's like, well, I'm inviting you, like, how about we recalibrate this by having another amazing date? I'm inviting you on a date right now. And so to recalibrate the universal energy of, instead of I'm not enough, I got stood up, it's now, oh, I am enough. Someone wants to have a date with me. So can you see, like, the flip-flop and how by doing the opposite of what the universe is showing you, you're neutralizing. You're neutralizing it because you're doing the opposite. So instead of focusing on the negative one side and giving that your energy, which we know what you resist persists, so it's going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming until you transmute it and neutralize it with the opposite energy. See? So next time something is projected into your 3D reality that you would call negative or the opposite of what you're trying to manifest, we need to have a universal recalibration. We need to flip the program. We need to neutralize it, transmute it, whatever we want to call it. Neutralize it with the opposite energy. So that is what I'd like for your awareness to be focused on. Like, see where you can recalibrate your universal energy. I just loved it. I just thought it was so good. And I can't even link a clip to it, but Modern Love, I don't know, it's probably about three-quarters of the way through episode 8, season 1, where she talks about this recalibration of the universal energy. And like, it just, why aren't we all taught that from birth? I'll be teaching everyone that now. Like, it just makes so much sense. Do the opposite. Don't sit in the energy you don't like. Create the energy you do like. It's just so simple. Yes, it is that simple. Okay, so just take a deep breath there. Universal recalibration. Oh. And I just want to talk about one more thing. I think I did touch on it yesterday, but I'm going to come back again to it today. Because it's a truth that, as I said, I've heard a million times, but I haven't heard until yesterday. So if we are universal source intelligence that have chosen to come down here and incarnate in these bodies so we can have a human experience. And like, this is the lifetime where we're ascending out of all the density and the polarity, and like, you don't have to do the suffering anymore. You don't have to learn any more lessons. You don't have to do any of that. This is the lifetime where we get to choose our reality. Like, it's the first time it's ever happened in this capacity where we are consciously choosing and painting our own story. So now that we know who we are, and we know that all the unaligned belief systems trying to tell us who we are not true, and we can shelve them and all the shoulds and the expectations, like if you pack them all away, kick them out of bed, they're gone. They are done with. I'm sorry, but they're gone. And now you get to like create and play and do whatever fills you up with joy and bliss. Like if you are this like soul essence from the universe playing with this life in this body, like what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Like, do you even know? What is it like? If you close your eyes right now, what's the first thing that pops into your head that you would really like? It might be to do, it might be like, you might be exhausted. It might be just to have a nap. Like, go and lie down. Like, do you know what I mean? We have run ourselves so ragged with all of our shoulds and expectations and busyness that you might just need like to just have a day off. You might just need to have a rest. Like, we're exhausted. And exhaustion is not helping anyone. It is not helping at all. So you might be like me, or I can't sleep during the day, I couldn't possibly have a nap. Find a nice guided meditation. I have actually heaps in my Wings of Hope program, or there's a reset meditations in my playlists. Find a nice meditation. Do the inner child one, actually. That's one I recommend. Go and do the inner child and go and visit yourself back when you were young. Just put it on and let the music and the voice, all it's doing is stopping the chatter and just giving your central nervous system a break. So if you can't nap, just put on a 20-minute meditation. If you don't like the speaking, just put on some nice music like an Enya, or like frequency music is beautiful as well. There's so much beautiful frequency music out these days. Or go and find, like I've actually just stuck my chair in my very front yard, like it's nearly on the road. My daughter's so embarrassed by me because she's like, if any of my friends see you sitting out here, because it's so ridiculous, but it's amongst these beautiful rose bushes. And I've got this gorgeous like pink one flowering at the moment. And like, yeah, I might sit there and I might talk to my roses, but it's got the view, like I've got a view from out there, you dodge a few cars, etc. But I just love it. So find a space like that that you love. It could be anywhere. It could be a little cozy part of your house. Like you could make your own little space, like a little altar or a little, put some candles there, some nice smelling candles or whatever it is that you love, a few flowers, cut them out of a garden, preferably with permission. And just find your own little space where you can take your cup of tea and sit and just be and breathe and put some nice frequency music on, put some like nature sounds, put like, you know what I even love is Netflix has a crackling fire video. So you can put it on your big TV and it looks like you've got a roaring crackling fire, and there's even like there's ones with tracks like some nice music in the background and stuff like that. So you can put the crackling fireplace on even if you don't have a crackling fireplace. Just soothing. Like find some ways to soothe yourself today, because once we start soothing ourselves and coming back to like that, not so much exhaustion, then we've got the space to choose. What do we want to do? What do we want to be? What do we want to create in this lifetime where we can do and be anything? It's so exciting. Like it's just so exciting. I'm so excited for you, for me. Because we know who we are. So this is the first lifetime we really know who we are. So we know all of that other stuff is irrelevant. And so we get to choose. Like, I know I'm source energy. I know I'm this like soul down here with this body I can use to do whatever I want to in this earthly plane, like whatever I want. So now just go, and your only job is to figure out what that is, what lights you up, what brings you joy. That's it. That's your job. So go and have a rest, I think. I'm feeling tired. I don't know if you're feeling tired, but I'm feeling tired, even though it's the morning. Have a rest so that you can have some space for the inspiration to hit. Just take a breath. I love you lots. Bye.